The Invocation. Let us pray. Eternal God, as we gather here today, let our prayer rise up to you, because you are the source of all life, human and divine. O most Holy One, we attest that you are the origin of all knowledge, understanding, and wisdom that fills the earth and the sky and the sea. In every age, in every place, and with every people, it is you who have come to make your presence known to us in moments of accomplishment and fulfillment. We invoke your divine blessing this day to come upon us as we celebrate the commencement ceremony of Parkland College. Provide your gracious countenance upon these students who are graduating today, and may their hearts be filled with joy. Look kindly upon their families, relatives, and friends who join with them on this special occasion. Also be with the administrators, faculty, and staff who have guided, taught, and assisted these graduates along the paths they have chosen at this place of higher learning. As the psalmist David writes, "From the heavens God looks down, God sees all humankind. From God's throne he beholds all who dwell on the earth, and God fashions our hearts and makes known to us his grace."
Hello, graduates. It is my honor and privilege to send greetings to you and your families on behalf of the Parkland College Board of Trustees. We are excited to be celebrating your accomplishments today. Although the format for your graduation is not as any of us would like it to be, the celebration is every bit as worthy and the sentiment is still the same. We are so very proud of you. The end of this academic year has presented challenges to you unlike anything we have ever seen. Yet throughout this crazy time, you have persevered, and in doing so, you have secured your place in history. The dedication and resolve you have all shown this year will inspire and encourage future students as they face challenges of their own. So to the class of 2020, we say, well done. The world will be watching to see what you accomplish next, and your Parkland family will be cheering you on every step of the way. Congratulations.
Good evening. How many of you know where Haiti is located on the map? Well, you may not know because it's not a country that gets much attention. It is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, and that is where I was born and raised. My name is Stevenson Jean-Baptiste, and this is an honor for me to speak to you this evening. To get started, I want to congratulate all of you who are graduating tonight. Parkland is very proud of you. Your loved ones are very proud of you. Therefore, you should be very proud of yourself as well. I always dreamed of getting a higher education one day. I had no idea how that was going to happen. But here I am today, graduating from Parkland in the United States. In our time this evening, I will be telling you about my journey, my time at Parkland and in the US, and finally encouraging you to also celebrate. I want to start by telling you about my journey. As I mentioned earlier, I was born and raised in Haiti. Growing up there was not easy for me, and it's not easy for 98% of the population. We don't have the basic needs of life, such as food, pure water, healthcare. My mom was trying her best to support all three of us because our father had left us. Going to school there is another tough part of life in Haiti. Public schools are just super hard to get into, and they're not free in a country where the majority of the population is jobless. When I finally got to start school, I was already 8 years old, and I faced a lot of challenges and discouragement. My uncle told me to quit schools because there's no point. You won't get a job, he said. Lots of my friends quit. For most of them, this happened because of money or because they don't see any hope for the country. The ones who really fight to get a degree may even end up jobless. Despite these challenges, I kept going even when it was hard. I was hungry. I didn't have the required school supplies, and I was tired of walking for miles to get to school. I very often had headaches, but I did not let all that stop me from pursuing my dream, which was to be the first to graduate in my family and to set that example for others to follow. I still had no idea whatsoever how that was going to happen. That's when God showed up with some great opportunities. He sent the Wargi family down to Haiti after the massive earthquake that destroyed the land in 2010. That family has been supporting me since 2011. They brought me here to Champaign-Urbana about 3 years ago and supported me to get a degree at Parkland. When I started school here, it was all new to me. I was nervous, excited, scared, all at the same time. I didn't know what to expect. I felt all alone. Language was a problem, and there were no other Haitians around. However, I did not let these culture shocks keep me from enjoying and making the most of my time here. I decided to join the International Student Association, of which after a year I became the president, where I got to meet several other international students. I then decided to form my own club, the Business Club, where we talk about business in the real world. We bring local business owners to speak to us, and we recently had a successful trip to the Chicago Board of Trade. As I started to gain more leadership skills, I decided to join the Student Government Association. The main reason why I joined was that I wanted to be the voice of the students who cannot speak or who are shy. I also wanted to be helping in decision-making and other activities. These opportunities really impacted my life in terms of leadership, teamwork, decision-making, and understanding others, which will greatly help me as my journey continues. I then decided to attend the Student Leadership Academy workshops, where I completed a series of 12 sessions. I was also involved in my community. I went to Yankee Ridge Elementary School a couple times to help the kids with math and French. I also went to Salt and Light in my spare time to volunteer. I joined APO, a national fraternity club that involved service, leadership, and friendship, just to keep volunteering. My time at Parkland was very beneficial and successful. With everything that I have learned here, intellectually and professionally, I am now more equipped to continue my journey. Therefore, I want to say thank you to Parkland, faculty, staff, students, and other personnel for the opportunity to serve the institution and to take as much knowledge as I could to be this ready for the next chapter in my life. My plan after Parkland is to go back home to Haiti to use my knowledge and experiences to make a difference in my community. One way I will do that is by creating job opportunities. I will be working for a nonprofit organization when I get there, but I also hope to have a renewable energy source in the future. I plan on having some type of fast food restaurant chain and a hotel, teaching English along with hosting some leadership workshops for the youths. Now that I have told you what my journey has been like and what I plan to do in the future, I want to now tell you that you also should celebrate your journey. Today is your day. You are graduating. Some of you may have come very far but managed to make it today. Despite all the challenges, fear, critics, life changes, sickness you faced, you made it. You should be very proud of yourself, of your accomplishments. Now, it does not end tonight. Instead, it is a new beginning. Some of you are going to go on to get a 4-year degree. Some of you are just heading to the workplace, and some of you just wanted to show the world that you could do it. Now it's time for you to go out there and show the world what you have learned and what you are capable of. I'd like to leave you with these two proverbs. The first is, where there's a will, there's a way. The second is, build a door for opportunities to knock on. These two proverbs have impacted my life greatly. And to me, they mean that there's always going to be a way, but only once you have the willing to push forward. In the name of Parkland College, I tell you to go ahead and make positive impacts in the world. Thank you.
Congratulations, first to our graduates this evening, and to the family and friends that have gathered with you to celebrate. To our graduates, my message to you is quite simple and something that I'm sure each of you know well, that good decisions have lasting consequences. Coming to Parkland College was an excellent decision. You've studied with some of the finest faculty in the nation, focused on one thing, the art and the science of teaching. You've worked with staff that from the moment that you've set foot on campus, right up to this very moment, have dedicated themselves to ensure your success in every way possible. You've been continuously reminded about how important it is to follow through, to persevere, and that becoming an educated person is an enormous accomplishment. And in this process, this journey, all of you, as evidenced by the fact that you're here in this room tonight, realize very quickly that success requires a similar commitment. You were required to apply yourself to the daunting task of using your mind, which is seriously a much harder challenge than most people realize. And by doing so, you've harnessed the ultimate value of college, the realization that you can use your mind to make your own arguments and even your own contributions to knowledge. Let me be among the first to tell you how proud we are of your accomplishment. Well done. I have no doubts that tomorrow you'll each continue to make thoughtful decisions, to persevere, and enjoy the sense of satisfaction that follows. Tonight, it's all about you. Tonight, you'll be joining hundreds of thousands of Parkland graduates since our very first commencement ceremony in 1968. But tomorrow, your first day as a graduate of Parkland College begins, and do great things. It's now my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker. A native of Decatur, Illinois, Craig Osborne graduated from Illinois State University with a Bachelor of Science degree and a commission through the ROTC program as an Army infantry officer in 1989. After completing a distinguished 30-year military career, he retired from active duty in 2019 and now lives in the Washington, D.C. area. He currently serves as the Chief of Staff of the Johns Hopkins University School of Advanced International Studies with campuses in Washington, D.C., Nanjing, China, and Bologna, Italy. Throughout his Army career, Craig served in numerous command and staff positions throughout the 1st Infantry Division, the 1st Armor Division, the 4th Infantry Division, and the 82nd Airborne Division and 1st Army. Craig served at the headquarters of Allied Land Forces in southeastern Europe, in Izmir, Turkey, on the Joint Staff in Washington, D.C., as the Chief of Staff for a combined joint and interagency task force in Kabul, Afghanistan, the Chief of Future Operations for the U.S. European Command in Stuttgart, Germany, and as the Chief of Staff at the National Defense University in Washington, D.C. He's a veteran of 5 combat deployments and participated in Operations Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Joint Guard, Enduring Freedom, and Iraqi Freedom. Among his many awards and decorations, Craig has twice been presented the Defense Superior Service Medal by the Secretary of Defense, the Legion of Merit, 5 Bronze Star medals for actions in Afghanistan and Iraq, the Defense Meritorious Service Medal, 3 Meritorious Service Medals, the Combat Infantry Badge with Star, the Senior Parachutists Badge, the Pathfinder Badge, and the Ranger Tab. Craig Osborne has been awarded 4 different military awards by the German government and is a recipient of the General Douglas MacArthur Leadership Award for the Army. In addition to a bachelor's degree in history from Illinois State University, Craig has earned a master's degree from Kansas State University in Adult, Occupational, and Continuing Education, an MMAS from the U.S. Army Command and General Staff College in Military Planning and Operational Design, and an MS from the National War College in National Security Strategy. He also holds a graduate certificate from the Bush School of Government at Texas A&M University in Advanced International Affairs. Lastly, he has a certificate in business from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Please welcome and thank Colonel Osborne for joining us today.
Good evening, graduates, family and friends, the Board of Trustees, and the faculty and staff of Parkland College. First, and most importantly, congratulations to the class of 2020 on reaching this superb milestone in your lives. It is a day that you will always remember and marks completion of a period of dedication, hard work, and investment in yourselves and your families. It's not only a day that you will remember because it highlights your academic achievements, but it is surely the first virtual graduation that you've ever experienced. The same goes for me as well. A special word of thanks to Dr. Ramage and the Board of Trustees for allowing me the honor to speak with you on this important day. Dr. Ramage and I have known each other for over 30 years, and you are truly fortunate to have him as your president. Being an administrator at a different school, I understand how challenging the current times are, and I applaud the team here at Parkland for what they've accomplished this year. Let me start by saying that I'm a big believer in community colleges, the importance and effectiveness of them. In fact, in the summer of 1984, I took my first college class about 40 miles from Parkland at Richmond Community College in Decatur. It was my first step into higher education, and it helped shape my commitment to lifelong learning. In the many years since, I have earned a number of degrees and certificates, but my most recent enrollment, just last year, was in a language class that I took at a community college in Northern Virginia where I currently live. I don't view community colleges as the first step in a linear education journey. I see it as a place to keep coming back to at different phases in life. Education should be a lifelong pursuit, and we should engage in it repeatedly. In a fast-paced and evolving world we live in, we must be eager and open to learn new skills every day. And I can assure you that the knowledge and skills you've acquired while at Parkland will stay with you as building blocks for what comes next. Community colleges are terrific places to acquire knowledge through rigorous study and experiential learning. And later in life, when you reflect, I am certain that you will be thankful for having put in the time and effort to attend Parkland. During my time in the Army, I learned two things above all else. First, you can't accomplish anything of significance by yourself. As an Army Ranger, one of our favorite phrases is, 2 is 1 and 1 is none. Whether it be fighting in Afghanistan or Iraq, going through a doorway to face an armed enemy, crossing rivers in Panama, or jumping out of airplanes, I needed help, and I could do none of those things alone. So few things in life are single-person tasks anyway, and teammates help us when we are failing. They shoulder some of the burden with us and encourage us to succeed. I believe that mindset, one of being a teammate and having teammates, is essential to success in all aspects of life. But tonight, specifically, I want to highlight those in your support network that have helped you graduate. Although you each deserve the lion's share of credit, I'm certain that you needed help along the way. Whether it be your parents, spouse, partner, kids, friends, mentors, counselors, advisors, instructors, professors, administrators, whoever they may be, they helped you get here today. And I ask that you consider expressing your heartfelt gratitude to them. The second most significant lesson I've learned in the Army is that you can always do more than you think. I'm sure you can relate to this. You've worked hard to be here tonight, and I bet there are times when you were certain that you had given everything you had. We've all had times in life when we believe that we are completely drained of energy, physically exhausted, psychologically and mentally spent, and we have nothing left. But I have found, and maybe you have too, that there's always a reserve of strength and perseverance within us. And it is our willingness and courage to pull from that reserve that proves to be the real test of strength and shows the path to success. I would even say that the most successful people I've seen in life are not necessarily the smartest, They are the ones who push themselves just a little harder than others and pursue their goals with resolute determination. So when you think there isn't any more you can do, recognize that you can give just a little more, and you are stronger than you think. My last point tonight is to convey my belief that you have no idea where you will find yourselves in the future, and that's okay. So don't place limits on yourselves, on what you think you can do and where you think you belong. Your education has prepared you to succeed, whether in further education or entry into the workforce, and the only boundaries that you have are those that you have given yourself. In 1984, as I walked through the doors of a community college for the first time, I could have never dreamed of the life I have had. Since then, I've seen nearly 40 countries, learned several languages, fought in combat, served for more than 30 years in the Army, and now have an entirely new career in higher education. I expected none of that when I was in your shoes. I was just a regular guy from Decatur, but I wasn't limited by where I was from or where I earned my degrees, and I never forgot where I came from or where my higher education journey began. Remember, it is what you do with your education that determines where you go. What I am certain of is that while none of us can foresee the future, we will most certainly find ourselves in places that we can't anticipate today. But education enables us to better navigate our way through the challenges and opportunities in life, like the ones we're facing now with COVID-19. So as of today, you are Parkland graduates. Be proud of that distinction. You've already staked a claim to being part of the most unique spring semester in the 54-year history of Parkland, as you have navigated COVID-19 together. You have demonstrated perseverance, flexibility, and agility to complete your programs, and those efforts show you have everything already that you need to succeed. Times will continue to change, and we will change with them. There are no imposed limits on what you can do or where you can go, so believe in yourselves and pursue your dreams. Congratulations again, graduates, and good luck.
Hello, graduates. Please accept my most sincere congratulations. You did it. You've been at this for a while, and now you've weathered the very strangest semester any of us have encountered ever. But you made it. Well done. This August, I'll retire from Parkland as an economics teacher. But back in the olden days when I started college, I was a music major. I still play music all the time, and I enjoy it immensely. But I decided after my freshman year that I didn't think I'd enjoy making a living at it. I didn't even know what economics was at that point, but they made me take it after changing my major to accounting. During my second required economics course, I realized it was fascinating, and I was good at it. To top it all off, economists make good money, really good money. So I changed my major again. I had no intention of being a teacher, but I stumbled into that too. And I loved it more than I could ever have imagined. Entering college, I never would have dreamed that just 5 years later, I'd be teaching an economics class to a group of freshmen. Never in my wildest dreams. Now, you might be wondering why I'm sharing all this personal information. Well, there's a point, maybe more than one. First, I got lucky. I stumbled into a career that I've enjoyed more than I could have imagined. However, if I'd been unwilling to change my plan of being a musician, a plan that had been locked in since I was in 9th grade, I don't know how things would have worked out. You know, I had practiced hours and hours every day for years. A career in music might have been great too. I'll never know, and I'm okay with that. But I had to be willing to let go of that original plan and take a chance. But what about all the time I'd already invested in music? In economics, we would call all those hours of practice a sunk cost. You can't get them back, so it doesn't make sense to make a decision about the future based on that past investment. Well, here's the main idea. You can consider your career choice as being a triangle. 3 points. One of the points is to choose something you're good at. I hope my economics students will think of comparative advantage. Loosely, this refers to specializing in something that you're well suited to doing, having the right skills and abilities. The second on The second point on that triangle is to choose something you enjoy and are passionate about, something you look forward to doing every day. The third point is to choose something that pays you enough to pay the bills, and maybe more, maybe even a lot more. So you have these three things: something you're good at, something you enjoy, and something that pays. Some people never have any of those. Some have one, some have two, but the real goal is all three. Something you're good at, something you love, and something that pays, so you can close up that triangle. I got lucky and ended up with all three. But it really wasn't just luck. I was willing to modify my plan and take a chance, more than once. You know, at Parkland, we call this celebration commencement, not graduation. Graduation implies an end, and it is, but to commence means to begin. Yes, you finished your credential at Parkland. Your time here is ending, but you're really beginning the next thing. For some of you, it's more college. For some, it's off to start a career. For some, it's something different, or maybe uncertain. I would implore you to think about the 3 points of that triangle, though. You might have found something that will close up that triangle. If so, run with it. Don't be afraid to adjust your plan, though. You might end up with something better than you could have imagined. I wish you all the best as you begin your adventure. Now go get 'em.
Graduates, tonight is your night. We celebrate with you the reaching of an important academic milestone. But before we get to the most important part of this evening for you, it is most appropriate that we take a moment to recognize all the faculty who have helped you get here. It is also my special honor this evening to recognize 3 of our very finest faculty tonight. First, Parkland's selection for the Parkland Teaching Excellence Award from the Department of Fine and Applied Arts, Associate Professor of Communication, Kendra McClure. Second, Parkland's nominee and winner of the Illinois Community College Trustees Association Outstanding Full-Time Faculty Award from the Department of Natural Sciences, Associate Professor of Chemistry, Dr. C. Britt Carlson. And third, Parkland's nominee for the Illinois Community College Trustees Association Outstanding Part-Time Faculty Award from the Department of Fine and Applied Arts, Instructor Dr. Frank Gallo. We also want to honor 5 students who have won special recognition for academic excellence and achievements. 3 students have been named as members of the All-Illinois Academic Team. They are Gretchen Clavey for the Career Path, Francisco Gamino for the Transfer Path, and Toby Fountain for the Transfer Path. Also, 2 students have been selected as the 2019 Coca-Cola Leaders of Promise Scholars, and they are Grace Shirley and Toby Fountain. President Ramage, upon the recommendation of the faculty and in their behalf, I present to you the candidates for degrees and certificates of the class of 2020.
And on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I accept the candidates for degrees and certificates of the class of 2020.
Tamara Ruth Adsma, Anastasia Afeld, Ira Alcantara, Kylie Ann Alexander, Peyton Anderson, Christina Asano, Rifain Baku, Jacob Barla, William Barnack, Haley Berry, Edgar Becerra, Andrea Beckett, Valentina Angelica Bernal, Riley Berner, Ryan Berner, Rachel Billings, Sarah Elizabeth Boland, Calvin Bolsa, Riley Bowler, Mackenzie Brackett, Daniel Stephen Breeden, Kira Jo Brinkley, Taylor Diana Britz, Donna Broderick, Jeremy Brown, Latia Brown, Stephanie Brown, Vaughn Joseph Bruno, Carson Bryant, Maria Buss, Christopher Bergtorff, Madison Burke, Clayton Burnwick, Bailey Michelle Burr, Hannah Burton, Veronica Burton, Megan Cadman, Charles Edward Campbell Jr., Yaret Camposano, Sierra Carlson, Caleb Carr, Jessica Renee Carr, Katura Corsi, Daniel Senzano, Grace Chafin, Lan Chan, Krista Chandler, Austin Chilton, Adam Christians, Cameron Clark, Gretchen Clavey, Sarah Clavey, Adriana Ariel Coleman, Darby Connell, Kalila Cook, Mandy Cooper, Brandon Conwell, Elena Cotter, Ana Cruz Garcia, Brittany Dalton, Richard Dalton. Cole Matthew Daniel. Paige Davis. Candy DeVille. Mackenzie Annette Delaney. Haley Denzer. April Dawn Dixon. Celebra Juicy Sonkbu. Jessica Therese Donovan. Kyle Douglas. Brandon Gale Downen. Trevor Elliott. Ryan Emmerd. Bresley Espinoza Olivo. Juan Evans. Saxon Ferovich. Branetta Ferguson. Emily Federer. Paris Janae Findley. Amber Fitzpatrick. Emma K. Fleming. Courtney Adele Fulmer. Madison Followell. Toby Michael Fountain. Faith Frankie. Michaela Frankovich. Francisco Gamino. Brett Garrick. Cora Ellen Marie Geiken. Alexis Giroux. Louis Gervais. Lisa Gibson. Erin Gillis. Paige Marie Ginder. Melissa Elvira Goldman. Josie Grammer. Alejandra Del Carmen Griffith. Julie Griffith. Amber Grove. Rain Gula. Amanda Hall. Alexis Holden. Matthew Harper. Ashley Harris.
Tanner Lee Hartman. Christian Hassler. Zachary Haycraft. Morgan Jean Hindman. Callie Melissa Hines. Deborah Hollenberg. Lashada Hood. Devin Horton. Samantha Hoy. Marietta Huffstutler. Brandy Lynn Hewson. Cecilia Ibarra Castañeda. Savannah Ift. Razel Igana. Ashley Jackson. Marianne Elizabeth Jackson. Austin Jacobson. Trey Austin Jameson. Jessica Jean. Stevenson Jean-Baptiste. Jenna Ann Jeffers. Amber Johnson Garcia. Paisley Lynn Johnston. Samaria Janae Jones Tinsley. Travis Warren Cabe. Sean Kang. Gowan Kelly. Jewelry Caldera. Austin David Kibler. Tanya Kinney. Ashley Cleansing. Bethany Knight. Brittany Custer. Allison Renee Krikovich. Natasha Kunda. Daniel Lucas Lambert. Joseph Lemondola. Scott Landells. Caitlin Marie Landis. Jakini Larry. Christy Lizelle. Madeline Lee. Paige Lear. Clint Marshall Lewis. Delia Anna Lewis. Jane Grace Liao. Howen Lynn. Carrie Lippold Jr. Marisol Lopez. Jacob Ryan Lovell. Maria Lacusa. Tori Mackey. Jenna Christine Martin. Lisa Marie Mathon. Christopher Maxwell. Levi McConkey. Emily McCrone. Kayla McAvoy. Madison McMahon. Victoria Marie Metternach. Mitchell Meenan. Emily Meinert. Emma Lynn Messman. Megan Metcalf. Ryan Fulama. Courtney Lynn Miller. Crystal Miller. Haley Miller. Hunter Cole Miller. Caitlin Ann Miller. Taylor Joelle Millsap. Savannah Molina. Olivia Moline. Maria Morales. David Morera Costa. Joey Morton. Sydney James Mounts. Cedric Mukoko Yombo. Michael Keith Mullins. Hallie Marie Merbarger. Raisa Musau. Mariam Ndoy. Paul Nguyen. Joyce Niehoff. Terrence Frank Unjiku Fudiap. Valerie Norcross. Julia Norris. Cassidy Joe Knuckles. Skylar O'Connor. Gada O'Day. Amber K. Oliver. Emigdio Adrian Orozco. Ifanyi Onyekwe. Amin Uzidan. Mackenzie Payne. Maitri Jignesh Patel. Nicholas Peacock. Richwell Cyril S. Perez. Tennille Paring. Haley Persina. Theodore Pfeffer.
Tom Pham. Tyler Pashon. Trevor Benjamin Plenert. Brianna Polk. Kristen Palizzi. Melody Porter. Catherine Powell. Janine Prado. Gregory Duncan Price. Paige Rayleigh. Sophia Ramos. Paula Ramsey. Darian Joe Redshaw. Lauren Reefsteck. Austin Ray Ryan. Anastasia Marie Reynolds. Crystal Gail Riley. Amanda Marie Reardon. Jody Ritter. Christina Roberts. Abby Rodifer. Corey Brienne Rodriguez. Elisha Roy. Colin Rudisil. Cassandra Brienne Russo. Amanda Marie Sabin. Lydia Sampson Cluck. Laura Sanders. Paula Santiago. George Shad. Gabrielle Marie Schmidt. Skylar Schutte. Sydney Jane Shervinsky. Riley Schweihart. Taylor L. Severance. Jean Ann Schaefer. Robert Shannon. Bailey Mackenzie Elaine Shepard. Hannah Renee Shepard. Mariah Sherman. Bailey Kayleen Shoemaker. Gabrielle Ann Shook. Catherine Mary Frances Simpkins. Kimberly A. Sisson. Kinsey Slagle. Crystal Smith. Caitlin Marie Smith. Megan Christine Smith. Samantha Smith. Michelle Solis. Saul Jose Soria. Taylor Spiker. Tanya Spires. Morgan Springer. Sierra Steidinger. Amber Stewart. Trinice Stokes. Kaylin Stone. Kelsey Stutzman. Jason Sucut. Felicia Renee Sutton. Dominika Shubinska. Mitchell Thompson. Desiree Thompson. Samantha Holden Thornhill. Matthew Job Thornton. Catherine Tolly Woodcock. Sarah Topolowski. Sebastian Chimanga Tumba. Carrie Sakuno. Abby Turner. Carrie Turner. Delaney Turner. Greg Van Noot. Kyle Van Sickle. Vanessa Vasquez. Lena Vo. Lindsay Vogelsang. Bethany Von Hatten. Alexis Caitlin Walensky. Taylor Walters McCoy. Andrew Wayner. Brandon Ward. Rice Noel Ward. Jennifer Warsaw. Marquise Watkins. Kenneth Wells. Trey David Wells. Jessica P. Wisenant. Megan Wickenhauser. Karen Marie Wilkinson. Aaliyah Williams. Emily Wilson. Lindsay Windler. Skylar Winfrey. Sarah Wiseman. Nicole Linnea Waller. Gerald Yusko. Bradley Zenhofer. Kyle Edward Zimmer. Natalie Zizumbo.
My name is Emma Fleming. I grew up in Paxton, Illinois, but after moving to finish high school at Judah Christian, I consider Urbana my hometown. I started at Parkland College in 2018 and will obtain my associates in English literature. While here, I've been involved in the Programming Board, Phi Theta Kappa, and the International Student Association. I've also been a reporter and editor for the Prospectus, a worker for the Center for Academic Success, and vice president of the Student Government Association. In the fall, I plan to go to the University of Illinois, where I will pursue anthropology. Class of 2020. Before we turn our tassels from right to left, sealing the hard work, dedication, and perseverance we've exhibited here at Parkland College, I would like to express my gratitude for all of you in this virtual commencement opportunity. Right now, when what most of us have known to be normal seems simultaneously in the past and in the future, I am extremely grateful to share this opportunity with you all. You are the first graduating class to experience a virtual commencement, and for your adaptability, I commend you. Along with your academic and extracurricular achievement, you have shown great strength, perseverance, and the ability to overcome adversity, which are all attributes that will help carry you along in the sad, happy, or indifferent moments of life. I encourage you, as you move on to your next academic or occupational endeavors, to remember that your human spirit is durable and resilient. Your strong spirit will help you to overcome hardships in life, as this pandemic will not be the last one you face. Also, always remember those who have supported you on your journey. Those people who are there for you in any situation because they want to watch you grow, develop, and succeed. These people have been and will be there for you on your path to success. Now, class of 2020, please join me in turning your tassels from right to left. Thank you, best of luck, and congratulations.
The Benediction. Let us pray. Eternal God, hear our prayer of blessing upon the 2020 graduates of Parkland College. May the conferral of their degrees make known to them that the light of knowledge which they have received these past few years is the foundation of further enlightenment of the world to be engaged in and explored. O most Holy One, may these graduates turn to you in times of need and further direction in their lives. Offer them strength and courage as they continue to grow and develop with their life choices, and assist them in pursuing their dreams. May they have a spirit of thanksgiving now and always, so that they may know that they have the potential to make a valued contribution to our society. O God, may your kindness be upon us as we place our trust in you. Amen.